prison, but he said he hadn't had an amnesia case in 5 years. He said Peter's subconscious might be creating memories to fill the gaps caused by his amnesia. Peter probably learned about the hospital from overhearing conversations. After all, Dr. Nugent was his friend's doctor. Peter insisted he knew too many details, the building layout, Pritchard Ward, everything. The doctor saw how frustrated and upset Peter was. He showed Peter the intake forms from the night he was admitted. His name wasn't on it. His name wasn't anywhere. Peter left the hospital and got back in touch with Colin Parsons. He wanted to know more about this alternate reality theory. Colin was convinced it was no theory. Peter was at that hospital, just in another reality, transported there by lightning.
There is no doubt that Peter did disappear in full view of his guests and that he walked into another dimension, an alternative universe, whatever name you choose. I stayed with the family over a weekend and we went through the whole experience together, with some of the witnesses to the original vanishing.
To Colin, the strongest evidence was the cigarettes. Anyone could sew an old label onto new pants, but it's much harder, especially in 1974, to create a fake pack of cigarettes from a well-known brand like Senior Service. The evidence was the Senior Service logo. It was a little bit off. What Peter and Colin are describing is a Mandela effect. These are shared memories that aren't wrong.
I like how everyone remembers the moon landing.
We're not doing this now.
Fake moon landing link down in your loot chute.
The name comes from Nelson Mandela. Millions remember him dying in prison and watching his funeral, but that never happened.
Link to all kind of episodes about that down in your sock drawer underneath the nudie bags.
There are theories of quantum physics that say parallel universes are real and they can interact. And we know lightning is powerful enough to disrupt quantum systems. So next time you hear thunder, pay attention. Make sure everything looks right and that your memories are the truth. Remember, there are infinite versions of you out there who just ask the same question. Infinite versions of you looking into the same storm and imagining that lightning is the doorway to another dimension. And of those infinite versions of you that exist in the multiverse, there's at least one of them out there who wants to steal your pants. The story of Peter Williamson is perfect for paranormal forums and YouTube channels. A man vanishes during a lightning strike. He returns 3 days later with impossible evidence. The story is often attributed to Jenny Randles, who mentions it in her 2002 book, Time Storms. No primary sources are cited. But I found the primary sources. Before Time Storms, the Peter Williamson story appeared in the book Supernatural Vanishings by Rodney Davies. That was 1996. He got the story from Colin Parsons' book, Encounters with the Unknown, True Accounts of Modern Paranormal Experiences. Parsons said he interviewed Peter and Mary Williamson and the witnesses. He said he tracked down the clothing company. Parsons does a great job of mixing hard science and quantum theory with the Peter Williamson disappearance. It's the perfect mystery. But is it true? Well, despite the claim that there was national news coverage, no newspapers from Somerset in 1974 mention his disappearance. No police records. No property records or census show a Peter Williamson living in the area. Some YouTube videos and podcasts have added to the story, like JB standing for John Blackwood, who allegedly died in 1954. That's not mentioned in the original story. I searched everywhere for more information about Colin Parsons. All I could find is that he wrote 18 crossword puzzle books. No other investigative journalism, if that's what you want to call it. His book, like the others I mentioned, rehashed the same urban legends over and over. They just put their own spin on it.
Wait, isn't that what we do?
Shut up. But here's where it gets interesting. The physics behind the story is real. The many worlds interpretation and the many interacting worlds concept are legitimate scientific theories. They have math to support them. There's no direct evidence to prove the multiverse exists, but it would explain things like Bell's theorem, which shows entangled particles influence each other instantly, no matter how far apart they are. Science can't explain that. We know particles appear and disappear and reappear. They have to go somewhere. Google really did post about Project Willow saying that, and this is a quote, "It lends credence to the notion that quantum computation